Hello everybody, my name is Leo, welcome to my studio. In the today's video we're gonna do a demo review of the Peavey Classic 20 mini head, which is an all-tube amplifier powered by two EL84 power tubes and three 12AX7 preamp tubes. I would start describing the amp starting from the back panel, because I think that here happened the most interesting things. From right to left we have the power plug that can be switched between 20-12 volts or 150 volts using a switch that is covered with a strip of removable plexiglass. This one. Actually, I think this is a quite clever solution in order to avoid unwanted switches. Then we have a knob that can be used in order to switch the power provided by the amp between 20 watt, 5 watts or 1 watt. Then we have a switcher in order to select the impedance of our speaker between 60 ohm or 8 ohms, and then obviously the speaker output jack. This is the configuration I was using in the song at the beginning of the video, where I selected the 16 ohm output, then the output jack was going to a third reactive load, and then in an API 512 preamp that then was going into a Lynx Aurora converter. Moving forward, we have a speaker switch that can be used when we are not connected the amp to a speaker. It basically redirects the output to an internal dummy load. This enables us to monitor our playing using the signal from either the XLR output, the USB output or the headphone output without producing any real volume. Then here we have the headphone jack and the XLR output that I was mentioning previously, that can be used in order to record the amp without a speaker connected directly to our interface. It provides a simulation of the amp going into a speaker and then being captured with a microphone. Then we have the ground leaf switch that should eliminate the hum. Then we have the send and return outputs and two foot switch jacks. The upper one that can be used in order to control the channels and the boost switching, and the lower one that can be used to switch on and off the reverb or the effect loop. This can be done with this switcher that is provided within the amp. So you have to decide basically whether with this switcher you want to control the channels and the booster, or alternatively the reverb or the effect loop. The last output here is the microphone simulated USB audio record output that provide the same sound coming out from the XLR output. That is a simulation of a microphone capturing a speaker connected to the amp. So summarizing, we can record the amp using basically four different modalities. The classic one, connecting the amp to a speaker and then miking the speaker. The second one is connecting the speaker output to a reactive load, as I did in the song at the beginning of the video, where I was using my third reactive load. The third one, using the XLR output going into your digital audio interface. Or the fourth one, using the USB output going straight into your computer. So it is very flexible in its recording capabilities, and the way you use it depends on the situation you are. For instance, if you have good converters, I don't recommend it to use the USB output, or if you are in mobility, you can connect basically the amp directly to your computer without the need of any other audio interface. The amp has two switchable channels that share a 3-band EQ, these three knobs here, obviously bass, middle and treble, and then share also the reverb and the effects loop, where the channels, the effect loop and the reverb are all switchable, as I was saying previously. Then the first knob here is the volume of the clean channel, and I can tell you right now that the clean channel sound is the one I prefer the most from this amp. With the volume turned all the way up, it provides you with a really great sound on the edge of the breakup, very usable even with external pedal. Then we have a button here to switch between the two channels if you don't want to use the external foot switch. Then we have the two volumes knob for the LED channel. The first one controls the amount of gain and overdrive. The second one controls the overall output level from the LED channel. I have already mentioned going forward the three EQ knobs and the reverb knob. So we have here the pilot light and two little lights that light green or red depending on the status of the output EL84 tube. They light green in normal working mode and red in any other mode, including standby, low bias, low current, tube wearing out basically, or high current fault condition that has activated the tube protection circuit. So now let's hear some sounds. Let me describe the signal chain. I'm using my Peavey Classic Antique S that is going to the King Tone guitar, the Dualist. I have a video about this pedal in my channel, please take a look at it. It is really a great pedal. The Dualist is going to the Peavey, that is then going into a Peavey reactive load, that is going to a Millennium preamp, into a Link Roda converter, and then in the computer. Let's start from the clean channel. The equalization is set at none, no reverb, and also the volume is at none. So very nice clean sound. Let's add a touch of reverb. This is basically a digital emulation of a spring reverb. I would say it is too much intrusive even at a low level. This is very high, but even at low level, in my opinion, it is too much present. I mean, I would have preferred the ability to fine-tune a little bit more the amount of reverb I want. The magic happens when you actually raise the volume all the way up, and so you are cranking the power tubes. Because the amp reaches this edge of breakup sound that is really enjoyable. And it reacts very well to the pickup you are using. So really the sound of the guitar is shining through this clean channel and is obviously reacting even very well to your touch. Another great thing is that if you add to this clean channel all the way up a little bit of overdrive coming from the Dualist, you obtain really a great sound, and because in my opinion the clean channel is a great platform for pedals. So now let's move to the lead channel. So it's still reacting pretty well to the pickup of your guitar. When you crank it all the way up, it doesn't respond so well as the clean channel cranked up the response. You have quite a nice sound, even though the distortion is a little bit too much on the fuzzy side of the distortion spectrum. I mean, it is similar to the sound you have using a fuzz. Actually, I prefer more overdriven oriented sounds. With the switch on the back of the amp, you can change the wattage of the amp, moving from 20 to 5. This is at 20. This is at 5. And this is at 1. Now let's switch back to the clean sound and let's play with the EQ knobs. Middle all the way up. So it is not drastic. I mean, I have other preamplifier or amp with which using the middle knob you really change drastically the sound. Here you have a suitable difference between the low level and the high level. Treble knob all the way up. Down, so the treble knob affects much more the sound than the middle knob. And using it you can soften the sound and having a more mellow sound, a more jazzy sound, I would say. Let's use bass. No bass. Bass all the way up. So the bass is kind of between the middle and the treble, because the middle is not affecting too much the sound, the treble is very much affecting the sound, and the bass is a kind in the middle. So we reached the end. My final thoughts are the following. I think that the most valuable things that this amp is providing are the clean channel, because the sound is really beautiful, I think. Overall, if you crank up all the way up the volume, to reach that edge of breakup sound that I really like, very usable even as a pedal platform. And the other great feature are all the possibility that this amp offers you in order to record your guitar. Because as I was saying, you can record it in 4 different ways, miking an external cabinet, using an external reactive load, using its internal load, and then going straight into your audio interface, or going directly into your computer using its USB output. So these are the 2 main selling points. Sound of the clean channel, recording possibility that it provides you. And on the other hand, I would have preferred a less fuzzy LED channel. I would have preferred a different voiced lead channel. So we reached the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did it, please subscribe to my channel and hit the notification button. It would be of great help. See you in the next video. Bye.